this is Guy. Have you ever been in a situation where you were just sitting on a bench, waiting for the bus, or maybe waiting for a train, right? You're just sitting on a bench, and then just some random person just stares at you, right? You don't know that person, totally random stranger, okay? And you're just using your phone. You're just using your phone, and then you look around and you see him staring right at you, right? The person you've never seen staring right at you, and then you make eye contact, and he just doesn't look away, right? He just keeps staring at you. So what do you do? Have you ever been in that situation? Well, what did you do? And today I'm going to tell you what you can do to get yourself out of that situation. Okay, there before I tell you how you can get out of that situation, I think that you should know there are three different reasons why that person might be staring at you, according to my experience. So the first reason I find is that that person is probably attracted to you. Okay, so he's just staring at you. It might be she, I don't know, but that person is probably attracted to you. And when I'm talking about, when I say staring, I don't mean good eye contact, okay? It's probably very bad eye contact because you are uncomfortable at that moment, right? So good eye contact never makes you uncomfortable. So as you are feeling uncomfortable at that moment, that person is not making good eye contact. So even if he or she is trying to attract you, it's not going well. So the first reason is probably trying to attract you, okay? And the second reason is that person is trying to pick a fight with you. It might be someone who is jealous of you or just don't like you, right? Someone you don't even know might not even like you, right? It happens sometimes. And the third reason is he or she might be just gazing and thinking about some things in his mind, right? Not not actually intentionally staring at you, but they are in their minds, right? They don't even know where they are looking at. It happens. Sometimes it happens to me too. I'm just looking at the wall and then I'm thinking about things, and then someone just walks across my vision, right? And then stare, and then he's just standing, and it was as if I was staring at him. Right? Actually, I wasn't staring at him. I was thinking. I was in my mind. So it happens. So those are the three reasons that I found. So, and there are three ways that you can get out of those situations, right? So the first thing that you can do is ignore. Just totally ignore it, right? It's best. Sometimes it's best to ignore because you don't want to get into any fights at all, right? So, and those three methods should actually be done if the reason for that person staring at you are trying to attract you or just gazing at you, right? Not intentionally staring at you. No, not no fights, okay? No, not trying to fight at you. Okay, because when that person is staring at you and trying to pick a fight, then you should not take the three things that I'm going to tell you to do, okay? So the first thing is ignore, okay? And the second thing that you can do when you don't want to ignore, and if ignoring isn't working, is you can just go up to that person and then talk. And before you go up to that person, make sure that you are making eye contact with that person, okay? So that he or she will be a little bit intimidated, or they will just become embarrassed, okay? A little bit embarrassed or feel a little bit uncomfortable. And then just go and talk to the person. And you better talk nicely, because if you don't talk nicely, then there might be some arguments, right? There might be some misunderstandings. So just talk nicely and tell them that you're feeling uncomfortable or such, anything, right? Or just talk casually, right? Don't talk about the eye contact thing anymore. Just talk casually. How are you doing? Where are you from? And such, right? So the third thing that you can do is, it is a little bit tricky, right? It involves some psychological thing, right? I don't actually understand why it works, but it works. So what you can do is when you see that someone is staring at you, especially when you are sitting or when you are just still, right? When you aren't moving, and that person is staring at you, it might be on the bus or on the train. What you can do is you can just stare right back in their eyes, and then quickly look at their shoes, and then just look away, right? Stare back into their eyes, and then their shoes, and then look away. Okay, it will create some kind of uncomfortable feeling for them, right? They will just feel a little bit uncomfortable, and they probably won't stare at you anymore, right? Because it will feel awkward for them. And so those are the 3 points that you should do when that person is trying to attract you or just gazing, right? So it leaves me with the third point. The third point, the third reason, if that person is trying to pick a fight with you, then I suggest that you should just totally ignore for a certain period of time, right? For a short period of time, so that in the next day, or in the future, that person might not be angry at you as much as they were anymore, right? So the level of anger might be reduced, right? So I think most of the time things will probably just go by like that. But if the person keeps staring at you and keeps trying to pick a fight with you, then ignoring it. If ignoring is not working, then I suggest you to just stand up for yourself and go straight to the person and talk about it, right? Just negotiate things, try to get to a compromise, negotiate things, and ask them what is going on and what you did, and there might also be some misunderstandings, right? So there is no need for violence is never the answer. So those are the things that I want to tell you guys. That's all for today. Bye.